Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating framework that is designed entirely around empowering you, the educator. It's Dr. Patrick Bucinger's Practical AI. Look, if you've been feeling completely overwhelmed by the sudden immense pressure to become some kind of artificial intelligence expert just to keep up in your own classroom, well, go ahead and take a deep breath. We're going to make AI completely accessible today by shifting the focus right back to where it actually belongs, on you, the teacher.
So here's our quick roadmap for demystifying AI today. We're starting with teacher first, AI follows. Then we'll break down the practical framework, see some real classroom, real impact, walk through how to review, refine, and release, and finally, we'll hand over your practical AI toolkit. All right, let's jump right into section 1, teacher first, AI follows. It's time to shift that AI mindset.
Now, this quote right here is absolutely crucial to understand. You don't need to think like a programmer. You already think like a teacher. We literally need to take all that intimidating tech jargon and just throw it out the window. Your existing teaching expertise, those very instincts you spent years, maybe decades honing, that's actually the master key to unlocking AI's potential.
Because, let's be honest, there's a really frustrating disconnect out there in the education world right now. Teachers are constantly being told, you need to learn better prompts, or you need to master prompt engineering and figure out these complex AI tools. It sounds like some grueling coding boot camp you definitely never signed up for. But in reality, great teachers already possess the exact skills that AI needs to function well. Explaining concepts clearly, providing rich context, modeling excellence, giving constructive feedback. AI doesn't need you to be a software engineer. It just needs you to guide it, exactly like you already guide your students. Once you change your perspective on this, everything just kind of clicks into place. Think of it like this. You are the absolute expert in the room, period. If you just treat AI as your eager, maybe slightly naive new teaching assistant, your clear instructions and context are going to instantly produce some seriously powerful results. You apply your core teaching principles, and, most importantly, you maintain total control over the learning environment. Moving right along to section 2, the practical framework. Better questions, better guidance, better results. So the practical framework is essentially a 9-step guide designed to make absolutely sure your newest learner, the AI, understands exactly what you need from it. From setting a really clear purpose all the way down to a confident launch, this structure totally replaces that frustrating trial and error process with a simple educator-led approach. To lay a rock-solid foundation, you've always got to start with these first 3 steps. Purpose simply means defining your exact goal. Then role, this is fun, you assign the AI an expert persona, something like act as an engaging veteran science teacher. And finally, audience, identify exactly who this content is for, including their specific age and needs. Get these 3 right, and you're giving the AI clear direction, depth, and relevance right out of the gate. Okay, let's hit section 3, real classroom, real impact. Let's put this framework to the test, shall we? Let's actually see this in action by planning a Year 9 English lesson on J.B. Priestley's Scholastic play, An Inspector Calls. Now, if you use a vague prompt, like just casually asking for a general lesson plan, you're going to get a generic, fairly unhelpful output. But the second you add basic context, like clearly stating it's a 50-minute lesson for Year 9, defining the task to focus specifically on the theme of responsibility, and giving clear instructions to include a starter, activities, and a plenary, wow. The AI's output instantly becomes focused, and most importantly, usable. But watch what happens when we really level up and use the full framework to feed in even more detail. A truly excellent prompt adds your specific teacher knowledge into the mix. You might state the class's mixed ability, define the exact timings down to the minute, and even request tailored differentiation strategies and specific resources. Because you provided that rich, expert input, the AI output goes from merely usable to high quality and ready to teach, complete with role-play activities and specific exit tickets. It's a real game changer. So what exactly made that excellent prompt so powerful? Well, it boils down to these 3 middle steps: context, task, and instructions. You give the background details, you explain the specific format you're expecting, and you provide step-by-step guidance on the tone and the success criteria. These 3 steps right here, this is where you truly transform from just asking a vague question to providing expert teaching guidance. Which brings us nicely to section 4, review, refine, and release. The human element. Our source material emphasizes this perfectly, and I love this quote. Great teachers don't accept AI answers blindly. They use their professional judgment. Look, the AI does the heavy lifting of drafting, organizing, and brainstorming for sure. But your wisdom, your integrity, and your intimate knowledge of those kids sitting in your specific classroom, that is utterly irreplaceable. So we wrap up with the final steps of our acronym. Check, adapt, launch. You've got to meticulously check the accuracy, reading it critically, almost through the eyes of a student. Then you adapt it. Add your own unique resources, adjust the challenge level up or down, maybe tie in some local curriculum links. And only after all of that do you launch it, delivering it with total confidence and naturally adjusting in the moment, just like you always do. Finally, let's look at Section 5, your practical AI toolkit. We're talking everyday wins here. There are 10 simple, practical, daily wins outlined in our source material where AI can literally make a massive, immediate impact on your workload. The point here is that you don't have to overhaul your entire career overnight. You just start applying AI to these specific bottlenecks that are currently eating up your evenings and your weekends. Just look at a snapshot of these wins. You can spin up multiple choice retrieval practice quizzes in seconds, or generate adaptive teaching scaffolds for learners who need a little extra support. It can even draft those tricky, professional parent emails to save you that major end-of-day headache. Whether it's building knowledge organizers or outlining slide decks, this framework applies universally to all these core, time-consuming tasks. And depending on what task you're tackling, you have an entire landscape of tools at your disposal to actually put this into practice. Whether you need Magic School AI for generating differentiated materials, Canva AI for whipping up quick visual infographics, or ChatGPT for that deep, complex lesson planning, the landscape of the tools themselves will constantly change. But guess what? Your teaching expertise won't. You just choose the right tool for the right purpose. So that brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with today. AI is ready right now to learn from your expertise. So how will you guide your newest learner tomorrow? Remember, you are the professional in the room. Take this framework, trust those deeply ingrained teaching instincts of yours, and confidently lead your new AI assistant. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.